Welcome back. You're watching Prime Property. Bangalore headquartered Puravankara has been in the real estate business for 38 years with interest in Kochi, Chennai, Coimbatore, Hyderabad and Mysore. The company has so far completed 34 residential and 2 commercial projects covering 7.8 million square feet and has an ambitious plan of developing 81 million square feet over the next 7 to 10 years. Around 4 years ago, it launched a new brand, Provident, and that's for affordable housing. Last month, Puravankara launched an institutional placement program or IPP and an offer for sale to cut the promoter stake to 75%. The group CEO now joins us to talk about Puravankara's future plans. Thanks, Jack, for joining us here at Prime Property. I want to begin by asking you about the recent IPP and the OFS undertaken by the company. How much was raised? And does all of this money raised come into the company or will it go directly to the promoters?
With the IPP and the OFS, we have basically got through the SEBI guideline of having the promoter holding at 75%. 307 crores in total from the IPP and OFS. This will come back into the company. I must clarify that we were not into fundraising requirements at this point of time. We did this to meet the SEBI obligation.
Jack, on 23rd of May, the day we saw the IPP launch, we saw the Lal Street crash. I couldn't help but think, is Puravankara's date with capital markets jinxed? The markets had crashed when you had IPO'd as well. Were you in May tempted to withdraw the issue?
Well, we too thought in the same lines. But at the end of the day, we were extremely happy, and I must tell you why. Because, existing investors showed faith in the company. We got marquee investors who invested with us. While we were on the road show, the story of real estate, the way we spoke, we told them about what India truly is. I think they believe in the company, more in the macros of the country and more so in the way we are conducting our business over the years. Yes, it was a good day. Markets were extremely volatile, but at the end of the day, I think being oversubscribed 1.5 times and 1.49 times on a market day like this only means that, yes, the management has done a good job.
And can you give me an idea of the quality of investors that participated?
Well, the existing investors like HSBC, everybody has reinvested, in the sense added more. We have SBI, we have Reliance, we have some foreign and domestic funds. I think they all believe in the fact that this company, having 2 brands and in sustainable markets, is here to stay. Provident, for example, I think we spent hours on our roadshow talking about how the Provident brand has come up in the last 4 years. Puravankara for itself, having been in the industry for 38 years, has got its own brand equity.
What will you use the proceeds for?
Oh well, we are going to use this to retire our debt. We are actually going to prepay some of our debt, that is 307 crores. In the bargain, we'll save about 45 crores, and this money we will use for accelerated construction. Because we firmly believe that real estate is about execution. If you've seen the way we've been doing Provident, a little more than 4 years old company, sold more than 7,000 units, which I always believe is easy to sell. But we delivered about 3,500 units with quality, with time, and I think that is going to be a differentiator. So going on from now, you have seen us do this in the last 3 years, and going forward, our focus will truly be on execution.
Okay, so you're telling me you're going to cut debt, but what will be your debt post that repayment?
We currently, with this 307 crores, our debt equity will come to 0.74 immediately. But I must bring you to this point that we have now ready to move in stock, which will get liquidated in about 14 months. That will add about 1,000 crores. Plus, we have had some fabulous launches in the last 18-20 months. Cash flows from that is strong. So if you really look at how we would be in the next year and a half, I think our debt equity will come to 0.55 debt equity levels.
And Jack, what's your launch pipeline for the new fiscal?
Well, immediately you will see, for the fiscal actually, Puravankara will launch about 6 million square feet, 3 projects in Bangalore and a large project in Chennai. That is on the anvil. In the next quarter you will see this being launched. In Provident we are going to be launching 4 million square feet, but we are getting into another geography, that is Coimbatore. A total of 10 million square feet of launches for the group for this fiscal.
Okay, so 10 million square feet of launches. Let's begin with Bangalore. What's on the anvil and at what prices will we see these launches?
As a brand, I think in the Puravankara, let me talk Puravankara first. As a brand in Puravankara, we will be in the super luxury segment. You will see us launching, mansions, in fact, row houses in a very prominent locality in the next month or so. From a price perspective, I think Bangalore still remains an end-user market and an affordable market in that sense of the word. You look at any product, you look at villas, you look at row houses, you look at super luxury apartments. These are all grown in about 15-18% in the last 1 year. I think that is what makes Bangalore stand apart.
Fair enough, but what I was actually asking was at what kind of prices will we see Puravankara launch projects in Bangalore?
In the Puravankara brand, yes, they will all be premium projects. Our current averages are about 4,300. That will move to 5,000 this year, a 15-18% jump. But having said that, I think the row houses will be priced a little more premium, maybe in the 10,000 rupee range.
Jack, I don't know the specs of these projects that you're planning, so what kind of final ticket prices are on the anvil?
In the apartment, we are talking about 1,600 square feet, 3 bedrooms, also an 1,800 and a marquee project on Sarjapur Road with terraces at about 2,400 square feet. So this would be the kind of size of the project. The row houses will be about 3,400 to 3,500 square feet, and again, very limited edition, I must say. If you are asking in terms of how the specifications would be, this would be all in the premium range, going from marble to, the works.
And what about Chennai? What are your plans for that city?
Well, we are going to be launching a large project in Chennai. It will be sold in 3 phases. It will be on OMR. One of our projects is coming close to completion, so we are concentrating on setting our marketing offices and stuff like that. We would definitely launch in the 4,500 rupee range as a start. This will be again a high-rise building with about 1,500 to 1,750 square footage of area.
Okay, Jack, now let's talk about Provident. Affordable housing, I've realized, is a very subjective term. How affordable is Provident?
Well, the maximum pricing in a city like Bangalore would be about 3,700. You compare apple to apple, and I think within that geography, people sell it at 4 to 4,200. Here, while you tend to compare prices, I must take you to the fact that, this is a value engineered product. A lot of cost savings from a construction perspective, because we focus a lot on value engineering, and that is why we are able to pass on the benefits of what we save from construction onto a customer, and that is what makes it affordable.
And Jack, do you have any plans of hiving off Provident, maybe even listing it as a separate entity? What are your thoughts on that?
Oh well, there are multiple thoughts. People who come and look at Provident, the way we build, they call it a great future company of India. I think at this point of time, we want to keep it close to our heart in terms of the way we execute. We are fortifying the brand. We need to build the brand across. We're extremely strong in the markets that we are. People have started talking about us in cities where we aren't present. So I think we will reach there, and we will subsequently take a call.
Okay, so hiving of Provident clearly not ruled out. What are the upcoming launches of Provident?
Yes, in Bangalore you will see at least 2 launches. They will all be in the range of 3,500 to 4,000. And in Coimbatore also we will be launching one. It should be in the range of 3,700.
Jack, Puravankara, Provident made a name for itself in South India. Any plans to foray into the north, let's say NCR for example?
Oh well, we have an office there. We are doing a lot of sales in the south for our projects in the south of India through our Delhi office, and that office has been primarily set up to look at opportunities. And while I talk, a few opportunities have come our way, and we are looking at them and evaluating them for technical and financial due diligence.
So given what you're saying, are there plans to increase the company's land bank?
See, currently we have enough and more land, 49 million square feet of land that we haven't even, thought in terms of development. We got a 39 million square feet that we are thinking on development in the next 3 years. We're currently developing 29 million square feet. Add to it the 10 million square feet that we would be doing now for this fiscal. I think there is no hurry to buy land. At the end of the day, if you ask me, for the projects that we have, we should launch. They're all profitable projects, and we should keep going on. Unless a great opportunity comes our way, which I don't see coming soon.
Okay, so now let's talk about your existing project. Resales are always a good barometer to gauge the success of a project. How are resales in your projects?
Well, Nayantara, I feel extremely happy when a customer comes and tells me that, he's got an offer for, 2x and 3x. The fact remains that as a company, we do not sell to investors. It's all end-use driven. And that's why when we hear of resale, I will not be able to give you the exact numbers, but I hear of people who had invested for themselves being tempted because they're moving out of town or otherwise getting 2x's and 3x's. So I'll not be able to give you a complete number in terms of the resale because we are catering to end use.
Jack, I have to say this, I've never understood on what basis developers claim that they only sell to end users and not to investors. We'll leave that conversation for another time, but thanks a lot for joining us here at Prime Property. That's Puravankara for you with its plans for the new fiscal. We're out of time, so we're going to wrap up this edition of Prime Property. See you same time next week.